what's up YouTube? Kenji-san 1967 here. I know it's been quite a while since I made another video, but recently I resigned from my full-time military position. I went back to being just the weekend warrior and went back to being a postal carrier, and so been kind of busy doing a lot of that. By the time I get home, then I do my house chores that, you know, every husband's got to do. I'm usually too tired to want to try to sit down and try to make a video. So got some free time now. Everybody's out of the house, kind of quiet around here. I figured I'd do a little how-to video on making it's a Japanese, I don't know if you want to really call it a dish. It's something that you can keep in the fridge for a while that we like to have, and we usually eat it with rice. We call it just okoko, but the actual, and I gotta read it from the paper because I don't ever call it this, the actual name for it is hakusai no shiozuke, okay, which basically it's just salted Nappa cabbage. I've got my Nappa cabbage right here. I've got just some sea salt. Gonna need a container. I cheat and I use the ginger that's already processed, so I don't have to grate it myself. And then the same thing with some ginger. Got another head here just in case this one isn't enough. And then naturally you're going to want, either you're going to have to wash it by hand or have yourself a salad spinner. Okay, let me go outside now and I'll show you the other thing that I got to get from my garden. Stuff that I'm needing is this right here. Okay, this is what they call chiso. Okay, it looks basically like a weed. There's two varieties, a green and a purple. You can use both. Basically, I guess it's they call it a Japanese mint plant. All I'm gonna do is grab a couple of the leaves, and I'm gonna mince it up and I'm gonna put it inside when I make the okoko. Okay, I'm back in the kitchen. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut this Nappa cabbage basically into about 1-inch squares. So I just cut off the bottom. I've already washed it once, but I'll do it again in the salad spinner. There are, as you can see the dirt. There's some dirt in some of this, so you definitely gotta wash it. But this is basically all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna cut it into 1-inch squares. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause it here. I've got it all cut up about roughly 1-inch squares. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see the size of the salad spinner, pretty big. I'm only gonna, now looking at it, I'm only gonna go ahead and do, at least with this batch, just the one head. I'm not gonna go ahead and use this other head that I have right here. Like I said before, it's, even though I washed it once, it's gonna need to be, as you can see, went ahead and I used my salad spinner. Hopefully it should be pretty much clean. I ran it through the water a couple of times. Next step that you're gonna wanna do is try to have a bowl big enough that you can transfer it to. So basically just gonna move everything over this bowl. And like I said, it may not look like I'm gonna have room, but everything is gonna be end up compressed down, so just kind of press it down in there. You'll end up seeing what I mean. Okay. Got everything in there. Let me move some of the stuff out of the way. Okay, you got your lettuce in there. Basically what you're going to want to do is you want to use about two tablespoons of salt. Now you can use regular salt. I just got some of the sea salt. I like the taste of it. You don't have to be exact, but roughly about 2 tablespoons. Okay, and then once you're done with that, you're going to want to add water to it. You're going to want to, I don't know if you can see the water level. I've got it filled up to about the level of the cabbage. Now naturally I know I'm going to have to dump some of it out, but I'm just mixing it up a little bit. I want the salt to dissolve Naturally, some of it may end up at the bottom. That's fine. Could you mix your water up first before you added the cabbage? Sure, but I like doing it this way. Okay, once you get all that in there, the next thing that you're gonna need is, move my beer. You see the plate? You want to get something that can go inside the container that you had the cabbage, that's a little bit smaller, but will, you'll be able to put right on top. And then what I'm going to use, you can use cans. I basically have just another Kool-Aid pitcher, tea pitcher, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to fill that up with water, because what you're going to do is you want to put it on top of the plate and you want to weigh the plate down. Cans, something that will add weight and push down on the cabbage. Between the salt and the pressure, it will end up pickling the cabbage. And this is something went ahead and I picked my leaves for the chiso. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that up and add it to it probably tomorrow. You can wait until after it's done, or you can go ahead and put it inside now. Basically, I forgot to cut it up before I threw everything in there, so it's just gonna go in probably later. My family, we like to leave it like this for at least a day. After you get it done, what you want to do is drain all the salt water out. Okay, transfer it into a jar. My brother just made this batch and I'm going to show you. Basically, as you can see, if I can get it without it focusing, going out of focus, you can see the cabbage in there. Okay, now brown, no, that's not spoiled, it's pickled. And to the jar he added fresh ground ginger. Okay, I've already got it in a tube. It's already minced up and everything, so one less step I have to do. And he adds garlic, which he used fresh. I'm going to try it with the jar. I'm going to try to take some shortcuts. He added the chiso. The chiso gives it a sort of like a minty, peppery taste to it. And to that, the brown, naturally, soy sauce. Add some soy sauce in there and put it in your fridge. Cook you up a batch of rice and get yourself a beer, and you got yourself a nice little meal. Let me go ahead and, while I got this on, give a few shout outs. One guy, he's been talking to me quite a bit, is Tim12161974. He hasn't been on YouTube for very long, but he's recently gotten in it quite a bit, and he's a really nice guy. He'll shoot me PMs, and we just shoot the shit sometimes. Really nice guy. Check his channel out. And another one, Scotty DTV, basically a childhood friend of both mine and Mad Bad's. We both grew up with him, and Scott's been doing pretty good with his channel. He does a lot of cooking and cars. He's got quite a few videos. I think he's already surpassed me, and he's only been doing it for a couple of weeks. Another guy that I like to mention, left a lot of nice comments on my videos, is Red Collar Gideon. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Really nice guy. Gave me some suggestions for some other videos, but I don't know if I can actually do that. And he was saying get out there and talk about some of my experiences in Iraq, being on the IED sweep team. Some of those things I just rather keep them as memories. I don't mind talking about them a little bit, but I'm not gonna go there. Another guy, he's controversial, I guess that's the best way to put him, is Tom Searson from Searson Report. Basically got to know Tom through once again Mad Bad. Tom's a nice guy. He's pissed off some other people in the past, but as far as with me, he gives me a lot of nice comments. I like the direction that he's going now with some of his reporting videos. And last but not least is Mad Bad Voodoo, or Voodoo Politics. I know Richard for an extremely long time. Shoot, probably since first grade. Me and him been around for a while. I'll go ahead and I'll put all the guys I gave shout outs to. They'll be inside my comments section. YouTube, have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.